Shifting focus for now, Chinese naval sharks have been circling their prey. It was the third day of its military drills in the Taiwan Strait. The operation was dubbed Joint Sword. In fact, Taiwan says 11 Chinese warships and 59 warplanes surround it. 35 of these aircraft crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait. They enter Taiwan's air defense identification zone. H-6K fighters carried out multiple waves of simulated strikes on several targets. The Shandong aircraft carrier was also used. Jet fighters and helicopters took off and landed on the carrier around 120 times over the last 3 days. 120 times. Clearly, China is furious. Have a look at this clip. It was released by the People's Liberation Army on its WeChat account. What does it show? Missiles raining from air, land and sea into the island's territory and exploding in flames. And why is all this happening? Because of yet another American House Speaker. You see, the Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen met Kevin McCarthy. This was last week. In the countdown to that meeting with the US House Speaker, China had already sent 3 warships in the East China Sea last week. But that did not discourage Taiwan. This is what Tsai Ing-wen had said right after stepping off her flight.
We showed the international community that in the face of pressure and threats, Taiwan will be even more united and will absolutely not yield to suppression, nor due to obstructions, stop exchanges with the world.
A provoked China rained down fire on Taiwan for 3 days. Its foreign ministry issued fresh warnings to the island. Listen in.
A spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has previously issued a statement on Tsai's transit visit to the United States, pointing out that in response to the serious wrongdoings of the United States and Taiwan in collusion, China will take resolute and forceful measures to safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Now, as I told you, Chinese naval sharks are circling their prey. And the question is, when will Beijing take the final leap? It has become just a question of when and not if. You see, the US intelligence suggests that it will happen in 2027. It claims that Xi Jinping has instructed the PLA, in fact, to be ready by then. Is China going to invade Taiwan in the next 4 years? You see, Taiwan is recognized by only 13 countries. And all of them are small island states or countries that lack diplomatic significance as such. The list does not include the US. Only last month, the Central American country Honduras, remember, severed its ties with Taiwan. It said there is only one China in the world. And China, on the other hand, is boosting its diplomacy like anything. It is building a circumference of friends. In fact, Beijing recently brokered peace between Iran and Saudi Arabia. It is also trying to play a mediator in the Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, only days ago, the French President Emmanuel Macron paid a visit to China. So did the foreign ministers of Iran and Saudi Arabia. The case in point is, from being a global outlier, President Xi Jinping is trying to become the emperor of diplomacy. He is building a support base. Why? So that nobody moves a finger when China invades Taiwan, is it? So that it's left alone and vulnerable as China forces it into a reunification. That's the question that is being asked. Tensions across the Taiwan Strait, in fact, are at the highest that they have been in several years. Chinese fighter jets flying towards Taiwanese airspace routinely. Such incidents have increased 5-fold between 2020 and 2022. The current status quo arrangement is not going to last for long. Taiwan itself is aware of that. But you see, it's backed by the US and Japan. But is China in a position really to take on American forces? Will it be ready by 2027 to take the island? It would be a tough military operation in itself. Russia, despite sharing a land border with Ukraine, is still stuck in a long war. How would China execute its plans with a sea separating it from Taiwan? When will the country take the final leap? WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.